My apologies. I've been pretty busy just with the real life happenings over the past few weeks, but I'm back now. I know that I did a poll and the winner of the poll was Journey Sorcerer, but I hadn't really had a whole lot of luck with that deck. I think it still needs some tweaking. So in the meantime, I thought I'd just ease myself back into the flow of making videos a bit with something that I enjoy playing a lot. This is Tactical Retreat, which is a Mages Guild retreat based Guildsworn deck. We got some pretty, funky stuff happening in here. Some cards that I don't often play with a lot. I just wanted to, have some fun with. I think it's a fun deck, and it's pretty good if I'm being honest. So yeah. As always, there will be chapters in the video description if you want to skip ahead to the gameplay. But for those who want to stick around, I'm going to just go through my card choices and explain them. Firstly, we have Execute, 1-cost action, destroy a creature with 2 power or less, counters Invade, counters Pilfer, counters a whole bunch of early game things. So yeah, just a nice cheap source of removal. We have Explore. Choose a creature, item, action, or support to put a random card of that type into your hand. Explore is a 1-cost action, so it's going to help us trigger our Mages Guild retreat as we get, into the mid to late game. And also, it's just another way to put actions into our hand. Not to mention that Explore is a card that usually sees play in Guildsworn Unite, so there's the potential to, sort of trick our opponent into thinking that we're playing something that we're not. If you want to go for that psychological warfare, I guess. Firebolt, 1-cost action, deal 2 damage to a creature. Just another early game source of removal, and it's another low-cost action to trigger our Mages Guild retreat. Crassius Favor, summon 2 1/1 Imperial Grunts to a lane, plot, gain 1 health for each friendly creature in that lane. Crassius Favor is pretty much the only source of life gain that we have in this deck, other than Mage's Trick and the Night Mother. It's pretty easy to get the plot effect off on this because we have, quite a few low-cost actions, and it's another way to trigger retreat. We have, 60 actions in the deck, so I considered making a creature list just for like the meme. I decided not to. You could easily make this deck into a Stealer of Secrets OTK, but I just decided not to because, we're just having fun. Devouring Flame, deal 2 damage to a creature. If this would kill it, instead banish it. I think Devouring Flame's a pretty cool card. It's sort of the red, weaker Sorcerer's negation. But yeah, a lot of practical application, so we're running it. Ice Spike, deal 2 damage to your opponent, draw a card, just a nice bit of cycle. If you have a Destruction Tutor on the board, then it's effectively drawing a card for 0 cost, so yeah, that's pretty good value. The Night Mother, 2-cost support, uses unlimited, activate, summon a 0/1 target with guard for your opponent. When 20 enemy creatures have died, deal 20 damage to your opponent, gain 20 health, and draw up to 10 cards. This is the first win condition that we've got in the deck, the second obviously being Mages Guild Retreat. Unlikely that we, actually get this to go off, but I think it's a pretty cool addition just because you're, passively sort of generating the potential for a win condition. We have so much removal that I thought it was just worth running. And yeah, we're just going to try it out, see how it goes. Arrow Storm, destroy all enemy creatures with 2 power or less in a lane. Just, Execute plus, basically. Deals with all the things Execute does, but better. Dismantle, destroy an enemy support or neutral creature. The only support removal that we have in the deck. But it's a pretty good card, gets rid of Odoving, Parthenax, that sort of thing, and just any nasty that supports that our opponents got going on. Excavate, draw an item or support from your discard pile. We have 6 supports in the deck, so I think it's worth running Excavate, just in case, your Mage's Seal Retreat gets removed, or if, you run out of uses on your college orb, stuff like that. Mage's Trick, deal 1 damage, gain 1 health, and draw a card. Just another source of draw power. The life gain is incidental, but it can be helpful in some cases, just in helping you stabilize against aggro decks. Revealing the Unseen, put 2 random actions into your hand, another way of generating actions, which, we love to see. An RNG effect, obviously, so not super strong in that sense, and I'm not a huge fan of RNG cards, but I think it's justified running it in this deck. Reverberating Strike, 3-cost action, deal 3 damage to a creature and all enemy creatures with that same name. Great against the Yellow Shout, great against tokens. It is usually just 1-for-1 removal, but occasionally you can get that bit of extra value, which is why I think it's worth running over something like Channeled Storm, because the empower value that you can get from Channeled Storm, I think, is less valuable in this deck because we have so few creatures to actually get that empower up that I think, Reverberating Strike is just a better card to run. Battlemage's Onslaught, put a random action, item, and creature into your hand. Used to be running 3 copies of this. I've cut it down to 2, because I found that, the resource generation in this deck is actually pretty insane sometimes, and you can end up overdrawing pretty easily. But Battlemage's Onslaught is just a very, very solid card. You want to be careful about playing it because it is a 4-cost card that doesn't affect the board in any way. So it is sort of that long game sort of card. But if your opponent's giving you a free turn, then there's really no reason not to be playing this because you're getting +2 cards off of this. They are random cards, so not amazing, but I think it's a really strong card and really fun. Fel the Mighty. Destroy a creature with 4 power or more. Between this and Execute, you can pretty much kill anything. Obviously, there's that sort of narrow range where with creatures that have 3 power, like Thorana and Martin Septim, that are, more difficult to remove with these. We got Javelins and Cast into Times for that, so I'm pretty satisfied that our removal suite can handle just about anything. Lightning Bolt, Prophecy, and deal 4 damage. Just another solid source of removal, and the Prophecy effect can really come in clutch sometimes. Iren, the first creature in the deck. Iren is a 5-cost 5/5. Summon, draw a random action from your discard pile. Your actions cost 1 less. Excellent card advantage. Pulling a used action from your discard pile, which we will, almost certainly have by turn 5, because the deck is mostly actions. And the effect of our actions costing 1 less is also, crazy value. Because, again, mostly actions. Cast into Time. 5-cost, banish a creature. Just a really solid source of removal. It doesn't add up to the counter on the Night Mother, but I think that's fine. It's just such a strong card that it's really worth running just for the effect. College of Winterhold. 5-cost support with 3 uses. Activate, look at 3 random 1-cost actions and choose 1 to draw. Then increase the cost of cards this reveals by 1. We don't really have a lot of support sort of synergy. We don't run Cauldron Keeper or Tower Alchemist or anything like that, but I think the value alone that we get off the College of Winterhold is fine. You might say, well, it's an RNG effect, so it's not that great, but the fact that you can tutor up actions of a specific cost, I think, is really what pushes this card to be good. Even if they are low-cost actions, I still think there's a lot of value to be had from that. Destruction Tutor. 5-cost 3/5, your actions that deal damage cost 2 less. We have a bunch of actions that deal damage in this deck, which Destruction Tutor is going to be, helping us out with. Firebolts and Devouring Flames become 0 cost. Ice Spikes become 0 cost. Lightning Bolts go down to 2. Reverberating Strikes, Mage's Tricks, Fingers, Ice Storm, Spirit Knife, all these things are going to be reduced in cost. And I found that you can get, really huge amounts of value out of Destruction Tutor. And, it's not a card that sees play a lot, so your opponent might sort of, not really know how to handle this card. They might, overreact and waste resources removing it, or they might, let it live for a bit too long and just let you accumulate heaps of value. So yeah. Piercing Javelin. 5 cost action, Prophecy. Destroy a creature. Another source of removal. The Prophecy's great. Yeah. I think this card needs, really no explanation. Fingers of the Mountain costs 1 less for each action you've played this turn. Deal 1 damage to a creature, deal 2 damage to a creature, deal 3 damage to a creature. So 6 damage in total that can be split across targets, which is a really excellent effect. Yeah, we have a bunch of actions in the deck, so the chances are we'll be able to reduce the cost on this and get some, fairly significant value. And it's just a great source of removal. Ice Storm, deal 3 damage to all creatures. Running all 3 copies of this because it just sometimes it just stomps aggro. And it's just, we don't have a lot of creatures in the deck, so the chances are we're always going to be getting more value out of Ice Storm than our opponent. So yeah, this is one of the, safest decks to run Ice Storm in my opinion. Orb of Vermina. 6 cost support with 3 uses. Activate, draw a copy of a random card from your opponent's deck. Just a fun addition, really. Adds to the, vague sort of support synergy that we've got going on. And the chances are your opponent's running some strong cards that you can make good use out of. So yeah. Hannibal Traven. 7 cost 5/5. After you play an action, Hannibal Traven learns it. Last gasp, play all learned actions from your discard pile. Normally Hannibal Traven is, really too slow to run in action mage sort of decks, but I think it's pretty good to be running in this deck because we just have so many actions. You can just get some tremendous value out of this. Obviously, there's always the risk that it gets, silenced, banished, that sort of thing. But if your opponent's wasting resources doing that, then I think that's a pretty good amount of value in of itself. So yeah. Mage's Guild Retreat. This is the engine of the deck. 7 cost support, ongoing. At the end of your turn, if you played 2 actions, summon a random Matronarch. 60 actions in the deck. So we're going to be triggering this usually every turn if we have it on the board. If you can get more than 1 Mage's Guild Retreat on the board, then it's pretty much over for your opponent because you're just going to be generating constant amounts of passive value and just out of removing their creatures. So it's really easy to gain control of the board once you have Mage's Guild Retreat in play. 3 copies of Spirit Knife, deal 7 damage to a creature, draw a card. Spirit Knife is a really excellent card. We don't have Thorana in this deck. I decided that if we ran Thorana, we'd probably end up shuffling like too much garbage in. But Spirit Knife is just a really solid card in general. You can remove most things with it, and the draw power is just an added bonus. Again, it's another thing that gets discounted by our Destruction Tutor. So yeah. Dawn's Wrath. Destroy all creatures in a lane. Chances are we won't have that many creatures on the board, so you can really just use this to, screw up what your opponent's doing. Jadala's Treachery, running 2 copies of this. Destroy a creature, plot, steal the creature instead. I don't think this is a particularly strong card, but I think it's a really fun card. On turn 10, you can combo this with Explore, Fireball, Execute, and just nab something from your opponent, so yeah, that's pretty good. Laneth. Summon, draw a card of your choice from your deck. And this mainly exists to pull Mage's Guild Retreats, but you can use it to tutor up a specific removal source or support removal, anything like that. So Laneth's just a really strong card. Speaker Tyrannus. After you play an action, put a random action into your hand. You can generate ludicrous amounts of value off Speaker Tyrannus with this deck. It's something that your opponent's going to want to remove as soon as possible. Obviously, you know, chances are you're going to end up with a hand that's full of action, so there is the risk that with Speaks Tyrannus on the board you're going to overdraw, but I think that's fine in most cases. Vanus Galarian, 11 cost, 3/3, expertise, deal 3 damage, you gain 3 health and draw 3 cards. So all 3s. You can play this on turn 11. If you have Destruction Shooter on the board, play 0 cost Fireball and trigger it that way, or just turn 12 with Execute and any of these low cost actions. Again, there is, you know, the fairly real risk that you overdraw with Vanus Galarian, but I think that's fine in most cases because the card advantage that you can generate off of him, and especially the life gain, is just really, really strong. And finally we have Parthenax. The 12 cost 9/9, someone put 3 your random shouts into your hand and reduce their cost to 0. We can really utilize 0 cost actions in this deck. We're not doing anything degenerate with Parthenax, we're not looping him or anything because I just don't like that. Guildsworn doesn't really have anything in these colours. So yeah, that's the deck. This beats, you know, most things in my experience playing this on the ladder. Loses to Hulking Scalon though, quite often if you can't get a Dawn's Wrath or something like that to go off. So yeah, just be mindful of cards like yeah, Hulking Scalon, not Hagleave, because they can be quite difficult for you to remove. And you know, if your opponent has Iron Atronach, then good luck, I guess. But most of the time, those are a non-issue. So yeah, that's the deck, and we'll get into some gameplay. Okay, we're up against Wizard 02. They are the follower of the Lattice, and they are on a 74 card Crusader deck. Keep the Arrow Storm. It's an okay hand. See what our opponent is doing. They have the Legend card back, so I am a little wary. Lurking Crocodile. So, Prophecy Crusader. We have all 3 Reverberating Strikes. If they play another Crocodile, you know, I'd appreciate that. They do not. But, 'tis okay.
We'll rebuild Skyrim into the land she once was.
Alfric's House Call. It's just Reverberating Strike that. Next turn we can Destruction Shooter Ice Spike, potentially ring out another Reverberating Strike. Oh hell yeah.
The Destruction Mage is never unarmed.
Ludicrous amounts of value. Maybe I should have saved it. So we could Arrow Storm.
I'll fight to my last breath.
Let's reveal the Unseen. Spellsword Summoning. can do this. Devouring Flame. Scroll Seeker is pretty good because we are easily going to draw 2 actions. Cliff Hunter. Okay.
Now I understand.
I'm just going to play out another Destruction Shooter. Crocodile Brute, so there is a lot of prophecy stuff going on here.
Now I understand.
So, it's Arrow Storm, Spirit Knife. There's another Ice Spike. Enraged Dragon Knight. Opponent does not get a prophecy. Now I can play a guilt-free Ice Spike.
I'll fight to my last breath.
Okay. There's Orb.
I can't stand interruptions.
Sure, I'll play that.
I will be triumphant.
Again, no prophecy for opponent. I am quite eager to get down Vanis. Opponent destroys our orb.
The reach is ours.
So, let's do this. Do this. I just want to get rid of that. And then poke him a little bit. Okay.
They have much to learn.
Can excavate our orb back. I think I just want to play this out though.
The destruction mage is never unarmed.
Opponent does hit a prophecy.
I am ready to join the circle.
Okay. One cost action would be very nice. Opponent is not playing around with Dawn's Wrath.
They have much to learn. They have much to learn.
Chimeric spirit of the sea.
Okay.
much to learn.
Hopefully we can get down Vanis Galarian at some
Size
point.
alone belies this one's power.
I will cleanse the dark stain of necromancy from Tamriel. Nothing like a good battle.
Okay.
Nothing like a good battle.
I think this merits an Ice Storm.
Give the King of Worms my
They have
regards.
much to learn.
I am ready to join the circle.
I will be triumphant.
Hopefully they don't have a crushing blow. That would hurt my feelings. Okay. Okay. Good game, man. It's kind of a cool deck. Okay, we're up against Mavisticus. They are the Sadist on a 76 card Tribunal deck. Let's rock. They are at rank 6. Respect that. Grinding up the ladder. Could be mid Tribunal. Could be Control Tribunal. Could be Exalt Tribunal, I've seen a couple of times. But, find out. Deadly Draga. Okay. Don't think I want to ring out a Devouring Flame for that. So what does this tell me about what they're doing? Could be Tribunal tokens? Potentially. I'm just gonna ring out this. Dawn's Wrath's excellent. Be at Peace is pretty good too. Enables Execute and Arrow Storm in some situations, so pretty good to have that on board. Okay, will just Devouring Flame on that. Don't really want to be taking constant amounts of damage. Judging by how little they've played, I'm guessing it's Tribunal control. They have no way of triggering that, so I'm not going to ring out a Javelin.
Chimeric spirit of the sky, guide us. Wasn't looking
Okay, so I think I want to get rid of that. Could just Mage's Guild retreat next turn.
It would appear that dinner is served.
Doomcrag. Okay. Look how well. Because I can Dawn's Wrath next turn. Seems pretty good.
I taste your fear. I wasn't looking for trouble. I am a child.
So we are going to overdraw. Our opponent has played right into Dawn's Wrath though. Overdraws Javelin. Kind of a shame that we didn't hit that off Prophecy, but it's fine. So we should be at the point where we're able to trigger Guild Retreat. I think I want to do this. Triggers our retreat and we get to keep all of our hard removal. There's a Nighttown Lord. We are just sort of dumping these on the board. We have pretty good answers. I think I will just... Well, that's Mage's trick. Probably should have done that face, but it's fine. And then cast. Get another Atronach. It's a Flame Atronach. So unless they have an answer for this, should be pretty good.
Steal from folks who ain't
Okay.
used it. That's the key.
So I'm fine just trading like this. Didn't play the Mage's trick. I didn't think the draw power was necessary. I'd rather save it for. Yeah, well, that's unfortunate. So we aren't gonna get maximum value. That's okay. It's a lightning bolt. Leave it at that. It's a pretty good, turn of events. Do have 2 copies of Excavate in the deck, so there is the possibility that we can pull back the retreat at some point. Mage's trick, lightning bolt. Okay, it's pretty good. So let us. I think I just want to like double remove these guys. Because I am a little bit wary of my health total. Spear of Embers, okay. To hide further, we are going to play Laneth, pull our last Guild Retreat, then explore for an action, like Crassius Favor, get another Atronach. Imperial Reinforcements is pretty good. Dawn's Wrath would be unfortunate. So would Immolating Blast, but just a Javelin. Venom Tongue. Okay. Well, I'd rather just get rid of that. Play like this.
The Destruction Mage is never unarmed.
We have Parthenax for the potential to get 0 cost shouts.
I hear and obey.
So that's pretty good.
And obey.
I mean, if they're not doing anything else, then I'm fine doing that. Flash Atronach. Okay. Let us Javelin this. This will do 2. This will do 4. So we have enough to kill this.
Acknowledged.
So I think we just swing face.
They have much.
Okay. I swung in the wrong order there, but it's fine. Let's. 7 cards in hand. I think we just leave it at that. It's a pretty good demonstration of what you want your board state to be looking like with this deck. If you can get multiple retreats on the field, then it's pretty much over for your opponent. Digit Crescent. Well, good. Not good enough. Opponent is also just running Fire Breath, which is, you know, pretty cool.
It has been an engaging.
Good game, man. It was a pretty cool deck. Slay Tribunal with shouts. You know, I don't really know what it is, but I appreciate it. Okay, up against Amnemos. They are the Mad, and they are on 50 card Battlemage deck. Forgot the archetype there for a second. Have the Fellow Mighty in case it's item Battlemage, which it might be, considering I'm assuming this is Cloak and Dagger. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, let's just cycle our Ice Spike. There's another Fellow Mighty. Okay, so it is item Battlemage. I think that's okay. We have our Guild Retreat. If this is Abomination Battlemage, then we could be in for a tough time, but I'm not too worried about that. Crucible Blacksmith is fine. Could kill it with Flaming Breath, but I'm not sure that's necessary. Well, let's get down the Night Mother. Get down a token. Just Flaming Breath.
Here you need somebody to crack some heads.
I don't know if I'm too worried about that. Could get out of hand pretty quickly though, so I think I'm just gonna Javelin it. Okay, seems like a good time to get down the retreat. Hopefully our opponent doesn't have support removal. I mean, they've left the Night Mother alive thus far, although maybe they're just saving it for until it gets to a higher count. I don't know. Opponent's playing a whole lot of nothing, which is fine, because we can just do this. Get an Atronach down. It's a Flame Atronach. Cool.
Name it.
Another Crucible Blacksmith. One more item there. Pulling. I guess Mentor's Ring, if this is an OTK deck. If it's an OTK deck. Just a Mace of Encumbrance. Okay. So we don't super want to hit face, I don't think. Let's just play our College. Grab a spell. Let's execute. Which I think I take here. Because we can do this. Execute this. Aerostorm this. Get another Atronach. The opponent is doing a whole lot of nothing, which makes me suspect that it is Abomination. But I mean, they're overdrawing like a bunch, so I'm just gonna keep. Okay. Well, good game, I guess. Kind of sad that they didn't really get to do what they wanted, but yeah, good game. Okay, we're up against Obnarch, the Destructive, and they are on 50 card Spellsword deck. I kind of like all of this, to be honest. We've got some early removal and the draw power that Onslaught provides, so pretty cool. Okay, so it's just token Spellsword. Feel like I'd rather save the Execute for 5th Legion Trainer if they have one. Or a Bruma Armorer, I guess.
Acknowledged. Hold the line.
Just another Scouting Patrol. Reverberating Strike would be absolutely ludicrous here. Ice Storm's pretty good too, though.
I hear and obey. I hear and obey.
See if they're willing to break a rune. They are. It's fine. Wow, they're just all in on the token plan, huh? It's just Ice Spike. It's College of Winterhold. I feel like I should try to minimize the damage.
Into the breach! Into the breach! Acknowledge.
I'm not gonna use a javelin.
Into the breach! Wait! Did you hear that?
I guess let's just get down College. Just take the Execute. How many cards are we at? 9. So we are going to overdraw. Priest of the 8.
I hear and acknowledge. I'll take them with me. Into the breach.
Parthenax. So the Ice Storm was pretty good for us, but our opponent can still pretty easily come back from it.
They shall have nowhere to hide.
Somewhat Justicia.
We will give no quarter.
Okay. Let's just
The Destruction Mage is never an option.
do this.
We will protect the Emperor.
Emperor's Attendant. You know, I'm a little confused about what's happening here, but they're rank 3, so, you know, whatever they're doing, it must have been working out somewhat, I guess. They hit a Prophecy. Let's just play another one, Reveal the Unseen. pretty good. Opponent javelins that, which is fine. It's Hannibal Traven, which I do like to see. Let's explore for an action. It's the red year.
What could you give me?
Everything. The living have no place here.
Okay, they silenced him, which is a bit sad, but you know, it's just part of the Hannibal Traven experience, really. Opponent hits a prophecy, it's a javelin. Yes, let's explore for an action. Warrior's Fury. How many cards do we have? We can afford to play this. It's just javelin this, I guess. Don't really want to be taking any more damage than I have to. Although at this point in the game I'm not too worried about losing. They'd have to pull something pretty incredible. So I guess this is like hand buff Spellsword that's supposed to use Black Soul Gem, but they just haven't drawn it. I think is what's happened here. And it does hit a prophecy. It's a rise, which is fine. Nice premium art on the Warrior's Fury. I mean, they are doing a pretty good job of slowing us down. It's just, play our Kinroll bow up. And they have an edict. Still no sign of any of our guild retreats, which is a little unfortunate. And there's another prophecy. But they are just gonna hold on to it. I'm just gonna pull Fell the Mighty. Okay. That's the Black Soul Gem. I got to it eventually. Does our opponent have a way to answer Parthenax is my question. Well, let's find out, I guess. Overdrew Fire Wrath, but that's okay. So in terms of removal, we don't have a whole lot of useful stuff. But I think we should be fine. Let's execute. And plays makeshift defenses. Well, We have reanimate. You know, I don't enjoy Parthenax looping, but oh shit, oh yeah, they mummified him. What am I talking about? Let's just get Hannibal Traven back, I guess.
How can Uncle Crassus help? Your orders.
Okay, we avoided looping Parthenax. It's fine. It's fine.
Wait. Did you hear that?
Another marked man. It's pretty good. It's pretty cool. They do appear to be dead though. Oh wait, no, they have this. So they could survive for a little bit longer.
We will protect the Emperor or die trying. We will protect the Emperor.
Another Faded Wraith could help, like, revitalize them. Ambitious Hireling. So I just play it over here.
How can I serve?
Okay, so make sure I don't miss lethal. Can fell the mighty this. That's 4 damage face. I'm not seeing a way to get that extra 2 damage in. Oh.
Chimera, spirit of the sky, acknowledge.
Okay then. Wait, no, like, we don't have lethal. I don't know. Oh well, we wouldn't have a lethal anyway, so it's fine.
I hear and obey. Stay out of it. Stay out of it. Don't underestimate me.
Yep, opponent just taking damage off the board.
Standing by.
So we do kind of have to address what's going on here. We could just red here.
Into the breach.
Seems pretty good.
How can Uncle Crassus help? How can I serve? I hear and obey. Into the breach.
Well, good game. Okay, we're up against BFZ 1978. They are the Pickpocket, and they are on a 100 card Guildsworn deck. Oh dear. We'll see how this goes. Let's excavate. Not really what we want to be drawing right now, but that's okay. If they do nothing next turn, we reveal the unseen. These are both fairly good actions. So it's Invade, right? I'm not unreasonable for thinking that, am I? I could just Reverberating Strike that, but I'm more into getting down my Destruction Tutor. Okay, my opponent is not into that. Fair enough.
How can Uncle Crassus help? How can I serve?
Let's just get down a little bit of board presence. I would love to get down my guild retreat next turn, if my opponent would allow that. Blast from Oblivion. Invasion Scout. Okay, cool. So... 100 card deck, what are the odds that they have support removal? That's fine. It's also fine. So, it's Ice Spike. Piercing Javelin. I don't want to be using my Execute just yet, I don't think.
You have this one's gratitude.
Okay. No problem. Always happy to help. Let's explore for an action. It's Malefic Wreath. So let's do this. Execute this. Get a Storm Atronach. Opponent has another Crisis Begins. Daedric Incursion. Sure thing. Let's play Battlemage's Onslaught. Just did that so I get the Atronach. There's Invasion Party. Daedric Incursion. Lumbering Ogrim. No charge, thankfully. Okay. So 5 at 6, 5 at 5, okay. So we can clear out what my opponent is doing. Maybe I got a bit too eager there. Nah, that's fine. I'm gonna get another Atronach anyway.
I greet Oblivion with
You may have Daedra, but my Daedra are better. Okay. So, let us... If we play Parthenax, what does that do? Not much, really. I think it is what we want to do, though. Let's just poke him a little bit. Ring out Parthenax. Got Call of Valor a couple of times.
lead me into battle. Lead me into battle.
So how does my opponent get out of this? Siege Crawler with Drain and Charge. What a cool mechanic.
Prepare yourself.
For a new world!
Prepare yourself. A taste of Lord Dagon's power. A taste of Lord Dagon's power.
So we haven't won yet. We are not out of the
For
woods.
Sovngarde! For Sovngarde! Your storm is no match for mine.
There's no point in marking any more damage on that, I don't think.
Yeah, I just talked, and am continuing to do so. Exactly what I was looking for. I'll take care.
I could still win this.
Exactly what I was looking for. I'll take care of it.
Let's dismantle that. Fucking finally.
Go! Pursue!
Go ahead, BFZ.
Go ahead, Mr. Juster! I long to feast on their marrow.
So let's do 3 breakthrough damage.
Go! Pursue!
So we win. Right? Oh, feels good, man. Feels good. Oh, good game. Hey guys, thanks for making it to the end of the video. I know it's been a little while since the last one. My apologies for that. Hopefully we'll be getting back to a more regular schedule of videos. I'll be working on the decks that I mentioned in the poll, including the Journey Sorcerer that is yet to be released. But yeah, if you enjoyed, please consider watching another video. I'd really appreciate that. And I'll see you on the ladder.